Today, I will be teaching as to how to run a Markov transition probability matrix. In order to analyze the export performance of a country with the help of Microsoft Excel. First, you have to open an Excel sheet. In those sheet, the first sheet will be the raw data. Write as such what is given, that is raw underscore data. The next sheet will be export shares, the third one lagged shares, fourth one next shares, and the last one is transition probabilities. So this is the actual data got. Year 1 to 10 represents the year and C1 to C12 represents the countries. So the first one is to find out what are the export shares. For that, you have to total the exports of all the countries divided by the sum. So for that, I've got a formula. Click the export shares. So as usual, I've put the years for 10 years and 12 countries. This model is 12 into 10, that is 12 countries for 10-year period. Now I will just take the word format to show you the formula which is being used. So I'm just copying the formula and I'm just minimizing it, and in the formula bar I am just going to paste it. So in the formula bar I am just going to paste it. Once if I paste it, I'll get the answer. For that I have to click enter. So when I click enter, the answer comes over. So you just drag it up to C12 and for a period of 10 years. So you've got the export shares for all the countries and for the years together. Now when moving on to the lag shares, go to calculation options and click automatic. Then only the data will be extracted from the previous sheet. Since I've already done that, that's why I got this export share answer. So don't forget this aspect. So to come to calculation options, you have to click the formula. Then you will, I'll just show you once again. Just go to formulas. From here, go to calculation options. I've already ticked automatic, so I need not worry about that. That's why I got the answer extracted from the sheet 1 and it has come to sheet 2. That is, sheet 2 is nothing but export. Next sheet is your lag shares. Lag shares is nothing but your previous year shares. Next shares is the current. That is previous minus current. That gives you the transition probabilities. So for lag shares, what you have to do is go to export shares. Just take from the first year to the 9th year, copy it, paste it in your lag shares. And for the current year share, it is nothing but your next share. That is what I have given. So just again get back to export shares, select everything and delete the first one. So for the next shares, you are taking from 2 to 10. For lag shares, you are going to take from first year to the 9th year. So go to the next shares, paste it. Earlier, when I do this, the last one doesn't come, so that's why I have copied everything. So I have removed the first year's one and I'm just cutting and placing it over here. So my previous year shares is ready and the current also is ready. So by calculating the lagged and next you get transition probabilities. So for transition probabilities, I've got a formula. You have to just see on the word file, you'll get the answer. So is equal to sum product, that is just copy from equal. Okay. In that there is an exclamation column. For that, what you have to do is press shift and 1. Then you will get the exclamation column. So place your cursor here, paste it in the formula bar. So, and then click enter. So you've got the answer. Just drag it to 12 countries and then drag it to the 12 countries. So your sheet should be already ready. These are the 12 countries, that is a row wise as well as the column wise. So this is called transition probability matrix. Now how to interpret this? So you're not going to interpret all these four. Your final interpretation stands here only in this TPM. So for that I have just typed in my Excel sheet. So you see the sheet 1 as already told, your raw data, export shares, lag shares, next shares and transition. Follow the same pattern if you have got 10 years and 12 countries. If you have got more than that, based on that you change the formula. Just see where the data, see it is B2 to M2. So your data is from, I'm going to raw data, answer B2 to M2. So the formula is very clear out there. So nothing to worry about it. So based on the number of years, you can change accordingly. So what does the, no, I'll just get back to transition probabilities. And you just see the row represents the export share position in the previous period. This is your row. And this is your column. This is the share position in the current period. So you're learning about the lag shares and the next shares. Lagged is previous period, next share is the current period. Now these are the diagonal items. What is diagonal item? That is this one, 6.618, 0.16, 0.102. So these are the diagonal items. Elements that refers to retention or loyalty of an importing country. So next is your off diagonal elements that shows the shift or diversion of export. So each row should be equal to 1, then only the Markov transition probability matrix will be correct. So red shaded is equal to diagonal. It is nothing but now when I just copied across, it became red. So this is the red shade, this one, C1 here, there this C2 here, this is for C3 country, C4 country, C5, okay. So C1, I'll just explain it. C1 is the most stable and loyal market because 62% of India's export goes to C1 country. What about 2, 3 and 4? It is moderate retention. What about 6, 8, 10 and 11? It is low retention. So export these to these countries are very less. So the main exporting country is India exports more of a product to country C1. So these can be explained how the share has been distributed. So see, from C1 it goes to the C2 to C1, how much share? C3 to C1, how much? C4 to C1. So this goes on. You can explain about that. And so what does this show? The exports to C1 is more when compared to the rest of the countries. So there is a limited diversification across importing markets. Kindly note, in Markov transition analysis, the row total should always be equal to 1. If it is not equal, then your answer will be wrong. Next, your data should not have negative values. Third, here the state is considered as countries. Based on this, the data has been, the TPM has been calculated. Hope you are clear with this. Thank you for listening.